Hi, welcome to a video where I'm going to talk about one of my favorite ghost types in this game at the moment, which is Cofagrigus, a bulky Pokemon with a very good moveset, especially in the meta that I'm going to showcase today. The meta is the Timeless Field, and ToeTactical hosts a practice tournament for this. So those are the battles I'm going to be showcasing. If you want to join those tournaments, I'll put some of his stuff in the description, such as his Discord link and his YouTube link, where you can sub to him as well. Let's take a look at this meta. So the meta you see here below is quite quite big. There's a lot of bans again, just like the previous one. Basically what it says is generation 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are allowed, and you have to pick one starter. Other than that, there's a lot of bans to it. Not going too much into the bans. I'll put the PvPoke description into the link so you can see that for yourself if you want. How I saw the meta is as followed. Since everyone has to pick a mandatory fire, grass, or water type, and then you end up picking another one anyway, not a starter, but one of those typings, right? You'll pick like a Swampert and a Kanto Ninetales, right? Kanto Ninetales is not a starter, but it is a fire type because you'll have to cover grass regardless somehow, right? So basically, you always see at least one of those typings on one team, and then the neutral picks in the middle are the ghosts like Kofa and Haunter, the poison types like Beedrill and Ariados, and then there's dark types like Shiftry and Skuntank. Monotype darks are not allowed. So like Umbreon is not in this meta. That makes for quite the RPS meta sometimes. Really depends on the team. It really comes down to your starters, I think. For the flexibility, Meganium with Earthquake can do something, but since Shadows are not allowed in this meta, there's not a lot of one-shot potential. And Water types, Samurott and Empoleon are very flexible in their movesets, and Swampert has only one weak spot, which gives it quite some neutral play in this meta too. So to take a look at Cofagrigus itself, it has only two bad matchups in this meta, which is Skuntank and Shiftry. And definitely not everyone had these things on their team, so Kofa saw a lot of play. There's more dark types such as Crawdaunt and Crocodile, but I don't think they're even hard counters when they almost died to a Shadow Ball plus Shadow Claws. So they're so-so. But Shiftry and Skuntank are difficult for Cofagrigus. Kofa does very well against these three meta picks in particular, like Beedrill, Blaziken, Ariados. There's also Frostless with Shields Up, that's very good for Kofa. But other than that, it has neutral play across all over the board, which makes Kofa one of the most used Pokemons in this meta, as you can see in this beautiful PowerPoint graphic that I made here. This is not on my data. This is based on one of the viewers who made this, DJ Sealman. He sent this, and just a good showcase of how common Cofagrigus was used amongst 22 people. 15 out of 22 people had Cofagrigus on their team. Right, everyone knew it was gonna be good. Let's take a look at the battles now. My first battle is against How He, who plays with a Swampert Abomasnow core, which is like unbreakable. It's very difficult to overcome that. Even if I would say swap my Cofagrigus against that, like let's say I lead my Meganium into Abomasnow and I say swap Cofagrigus, they just throw a Weather Ball and go to the next Pokemon, which is very difficult about this core. It's a very strong core for sure. There's not a lot that can take both on. Let's take a look at the battles here. I'll be, just like the previous one, I'll be showcasing one battle out of every set. I lead my Ariados into Frostless, a very bad matchup, and I say swap my Haunter. Now here's an important thing you need to know about Haunter. If you play against Swampert Abomasnow core, do not run Ice Punch like I did here. I want to try it out against like a Cradily. But Ice Punch means that you do not win the 2 shield straight Shadow Punch against both Swampert and Abomasnow, because they will outpace you. Shadow Punch is 35 energy, which allows you to CMP on their Hydro Cannons and their Weather Balls, and now I don't with Ice Punch. That's 40 energy. That's a mouthful. Gonna farm some more energy here. Basically want 2 moves. I might need a move later to take Frostless out, or to debuff something else that might come in. Let's say he has Swampert and decides to bring that in instead. I want to debuff that before swapping out. So I can take one Weather Ball easily. It does way less than an Avalanche too. So yeah, I'll throw Cross Poison there. Let's see what comes in. I'm careful. If it's Swampert, I want to stay in. If it's Frostless, I'll get the hell out again. And then I'll go into Kofa right away. He predicts my swap. Swaps very quickly into Swampert. I don't think he's even behind on me. Maybe one turn. And I do win the one shield here, straight Shadow Ball. But this gets very close if my opponent baits me with Hydro again, then goes to Earthquake. I'm guessing he goes straight Earthquake if he has that. But most Swamperts didn't have that against me because they want to Sludge for Meganium. But yeah, my opponent here does not have Sludge Wave, so I'm gonna get Earthquaked here, which is gonna do so much damage, and then I'm almost dead. Shadow Ball will take out Swampert here. At this point, I just want to get as much Shadow Claws in as possible. That's why I don't overfarm up anything here. And then hopefully the Lunge will take out this Frostless. This is IV dependent, but luckily my opponent makes good IV Pokemon, so I win CMP. Ariados is 2 attack higher, so generally you win CMP, but if they have like a bad IV, you don't. So there you saw the power of Cofagrigus winning the one shields against such a strong Pokemon like Swampert, even when they baited me. Incredible. Incredible. Let's take a look at the next matchup against JoeJolteon. I played him in the previous practice tournament as well. He always wants to run one garbage Pokemon. In this case, his favorite Parasect. Parasect, I do not recommend, but it does break my Politoed Meganium core actually. So it's not the worst, but it does lose against all 4 other picks. So I wouldn't really expect that from him. He actually used it once against me, but I'm not showcasing that one. I can't. It's not a serious pick. Gengar, Lantern, K9, Swampert, Abomasnow, however, is Omega meta. Like that's the meta. Maybe Kofa would work better instead of Gengar. But Gengar, just like Haunter, does pace quicker than Cofagrigus. Let's take a look at this battle against JoeJolteon. Cofagrigus into Kanto Ninetales. This is an iffy matchup. They need to land Overheat against me, but I'm kind of happy to see this Ninetales here because my Meganium doesn't face it now. However, Kanto Ninetales and Abomasnow make a strong core as well, so he might have that in the back. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Swampert, Abomasnow in the back. But then again, if I get like Shield Advantage or Energy Advantage on my Haunter, I'm also fine. So I'm gonna let this go. And they say swap Swampert here. Hello, I have a Meganium on my team. This is exactly where I want it. I'm throwing the Frenzy before he gets to potential Sludge, but maybe I should not have, because if Sludge wouldn't kill Meganium. It does about 80%, especially on my good IV Meganium. I would easily survive that. Let's say I just farm down and then Frenzy this Kanto Ninetales. I may have been in a better spot, to be honest. But I will get to my moves regardless. I'm not throwing my move there because I don't want whatever's in the back to get energy advantage on me. I just want the full fast move pressure now, and let's see what's in the back. That Fire Spin doesn't land. It is his own Gengar. So I have a rank 1 Haunter. This is a very close matchup. Actually, in 2 shields, it's even. The crazy thing about this was I was running Bite Skuntank for this matchup because I was a little bit afraid of the Gengar. And after I used Bite Skuntank, he brings Gengar the 3rd match. And that was pretty surprising. But as you can see there, Kofa very strong against another meta pick like Kanto Ninetales there. Definitely recommend. The next matchup is G-Power 14. So far I won all my matchups, but I didn't really like it because Swampert Abomasnow core is so RPS for me. It's very difficult. I need my Cofagrigus and Haunt to break that RPS, so you'll commonly see me use those ghosts. But this opponent has double dark, so do I use my ghosts here? It's kind of scary. He also has a Milotic, which is kind of special. It has Dragon Tail and Waterfall for fast moves. With Dragon Tail, it's not that bad against grass types even. It's probably not great against Meganium though. Another thing, the recording went wrong here. So here's a funny thing. My opponent did not run Crunch on this Skuntank. What I want to show here, unfortunately the recording went a bit wrong here, but it's the only matchup that I wanted to showcase from this set. If you don't run Crunch, this is not a bad matchup for Kofa. Because I would have won the 0 shields here. And I can actually... this is a good throw by him because on my next one I will reach the Dark Pulse. And now that he throws, actually, I can even get to a Shadow Ball. But as you can see, I win with a shield up here. If I shielded both his moves, I would flip this. I believe the lead was... What was it again? I think it was Milotic. So I really want Switch, kinda. Yeah, he runs Sludge Bomb Flamethrower on this Skuntank. Flame goes through, and in comes his Milotic. In the back is his Cofagrigus. So with a shield up, Meganium is incredible in his neutral matchups here, really. Even Kofa can't handle this Meganium. It also just gets outpaced there. So yeah, again, unfortunately, we don't have the full recording, but basically I led my Skuntank into Milotic, and I swapped into Kofa right away to bait out his Skuntank without Crunch. He showed that in previous matchups that he didn't have Crunch on it, so I was like, yo, what are you gonna do? He didn't bring Shift 3 either, so I'm kind of fortunate. I have a lot of Shift 3 answers too, right? So, like in Skuntank and Ariados, and even Meganium is fine. It's just a Surf that won't do anything at all. And now the Frenzy Plant will take out this Milotic. This is also a set I won 2-1 as well. So yeah, if my opponent answered my Kofa with Shift Driver, I would have been not in a great spot. Let's take a look at the next matchup here against the man himself, ToeTactical. He's running a pick that I wanted to use. Actually, that was actually my first idea, Samurott. Samurott has Fury Cutter, and I know it can do very well against grass types. I only should have gone with that. He also runs Abomasnow. Abomasnow Samurott core, again, is pretty annoying for me. Shift 3 hard answers my Cofagrigus, so that's also difficult. Lantern hard answers my Politoed, which is difficult. I don't find Lantern too good against my line, but it does have a lot of neutral play. His Kofa is very strong as well. I could definitely see him run a backline like Cofagrigus Abomasnow, right? Bait out my Skuntank with the Kofa and sweep with the Abomasnow. And his Cantonite also has quite some neutral play. Just has to be careful of my Politoed. Let's take a look at how Toe is gonna win or lose here. I think at this point we were 1-1 in this set. I lead my Skuntank into Shift 3. And the thing is, he always safe swaps the Samurott, which I was prepared for here. But there's one thing about this. Yes, the Fury Cutters are double resisted. Don't do anything at all to Haunter here. But Haunter dies to every charge move. So this is not a good swap by me at all. He probably no-shields my Shadow Punch as well, knowing he would survive and get to another one regardless. Like, why would I go Shadow Ball here, to be honest? But to keep switch, like Skuntank versus Shift 3 is so dominant, I will shield it regardless. If he 2-shields something in the back, however, I am not in a great spot. On the other hand, though, he does have a lot of fast move pressure against Haunters, so he doesn't get rid of this easily. Even Shift 3 takes so much damage from the Shadow Ball that he decides to shield this. As you can see, the Snarls do so much, he's just going to farm me down at this point. I'm going to go for the Shadow Punch here. I already reviewed my moveset, but I want to get some damage in before he does anything. And this might be a very big misplay by me. I want to spook him and make him throw energy. But now he has a foul play for my Kofa, so maybe I should just let him farm me down, because then... but on the other hand, if he gets energy later, it's also very difficult, right? Because Shift 3 easily gets to those charge moves. I get the defense drop against this Lantern, so that's nice. He has to throw Thunderbolt here. Surf would not KO. I'm also 2 of a Shadow Punch on my Haunter. So let's see. But I kind of also need energy on Kofa, because I need to get rid of that Shift 3 at this point with 2 freaking Ghosts. So I'm gonna try to build to a move here. Maybe I need to farm him down and then hope to catch his foul play. There's a lot going through my mind at this moment. I'm going to try and snipe him to get to my Shadow Ball against the Shift 3, because I think I would get to two more Shadow Punches in, but he had enough energy for that Surf there, and that barely cost me. Maybe if I farmed him down and then maybe caught the move, I could have won, but didn't come to it. Well played by Thoe. He won this set 2-1 against me. And then we're gonna go into the final matchup here against PvP David. We're kind of neutral mostly in record, I think. His team is somewhat more manageable, I would think, But again, very RPS, right? I need my Politoed on like his Swampert. I need my Ghost on his Beedrill. I need my Skunk on his Shiftry. And my Toad on his Kanto Ninetales as well. So it's kind of difficult. Like bringing Meganium here is almost impossible when he has Beedrill and K9. Again, an RPS matchup. It's difficult to bring Kofa, but I'm probably gonna bring it regardless because I heckin' love Kofa. Let's take a look. Meganium into Ninetales, of course. I'm running double Ghost again. Gonna go in my Haunter here. I'm running a Joker moveset here. Something very unexpected. Shadow Punch and Ice Punch. Ice Punch allows me to beat Shiftry with a slight energy advantage. But he does not swap it in, which makes me scared. Either he doesn't have it, or he knows that I'm trying to bait it out. The second one will be very scary. That will basically be a hard loss. Now he brings in his Kofa. I did build to a Shadow Ball here. Man, if I had it here, I would one-shot this thing. But he probably shields. He doesn't shield, which is incredibly bad. If I had Shadow Ball here, I would one-shot this thing, take Switch, and probably take the game. Because I am expecting that Shifty at this point. I want to farm this thing down, and then Earthquake that Meganium. Maybe that works. Sorry, Earthquake that Kanto Ninetales. The Shadow Ball hits a lot on Meganium though. It's such a good move. Can I get the farm down here? I do get the farm down. And I have 2 Frenzy Plants at this point. What I do forget here is that his Kanto Ninetales had a move. So he's just going to snipe my energy. Probably should have swapped to catch that on the Cofagrigus. I'm going to shield this because I have a freaking 100 energy. And then I'll do 1 and throw my Earthquake. This might not even take it out, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, actually, it was lower than I thought. There was another game where Earthquake did about 80%. It didn't KO. And yeah, he did read my line very well there. Knew I had the Kofa in the back. Tried to bait out with Haunter. So that's unfortunate for me. This is one of those matchups where you see that Kofa has like no play. I'm not even going to throw my move here. This is very much over. Even if I were to throw my Shadow Ball, I couldn't even get my Frenzy off here. So very RPS match. I lost this matchup 3-0 to him. I just didn't get my Pokemons where I needed them. So that's what it is. Again, I'm very convinced that Cofagrigus is one of the best Pokemons in this meta. And if you want to play more of these practice tournaments, join Toe's Discord because he will be hosting more of them. Thank you for watching and have a good one.